There is a reason you feel tired even when you have done nothing physical. There is a reason your mind feels heavy, your focus breaks easily, and your energy disappears without warning. It is not random. It is not just stress. It is the result of what you are holding inside every day without realizing it. Your body is constantly responding to your thoughts, your emotions, and your habits. When you carry tension, frustration, fear, or negative thinking, your body absorbs it. When you ignore it, it does not go away. It stays, builds up, and slowly drains you. Over time, this affects how you think, how you act, and how you live. Most people try to fix this from the outside. They look for quick solutions, distractions, or temporary relief. But nothing changes because the real problem is still inside. The truth is simple. If you do not take control of your inner state, it will control you. This is where everything begins to shift. In this audiobook, you are going to learn how to recognize what is draining you, how to release it, and how to rebuild your energy step by step. Not through complicated methods, but through simple daily actions that actually work. You will learn how to clear your mind, strengthen your body, and create habits that support you instead of weaken you. You will understand how your thoughts affect your energy, how your environment shapes your mindset, and how your daily choices either help you heal or keep you stuck. You will learn how to stop reacting without thinking, how to stay calm under pressure, and how to protect your time and focus from people and situations that pull you down. This is not about becoming perfect. It is about becoming aware, disciplined, and consistent. It is about taking responsibility for your life and making decisions that move you forward every single day. Some of what you will hear may feel uncomfortable. That is a good sign. It means you are starting to see things clearly. Growth does not come from comfort. It comes from facing what you have been avoiding and choosing to change it. As you go through this, pay attention to how you feel. Notice what connects with you. Notice what challenges you. Do not just listen. Apply what you learn. Even small changes, when repeated daily, create real results. If you are ready to stop feeling drained, if you are ready to clear what is holding you back, and if you are ready to take control of your body and mind, then stay with this. What you are about to learn can change how you live, is how you think, and how you move forward from this point on. Chapter 1. Recognize draining emotions and accept responsibility for healing now. There is a quiet truth that most people avoid facing, and that truth is this: the body never lies. It reflects what the mind carries, what the heart suppresses, and what the soul endures in silence. Every tension in your shoulders, every restless night, every sudden drop in energy is not random. It is information. It is a signal. Your body is showing you what is draining you, even when your mind tries to ignore it. Most people spend years blaming circumstances, other people, or bad luck for how they feel. They say they are stressed because of work, hurt because of someone else, tired because life is unfair. But the moment you shift your perspective and accept that your internal state is your responsibility, everything begins to change. Not because the world becomes easier, but because you become stronger, clearer, and more aware. Recognizing draining emotions is the first act of real power. It requires honesty. It requires stillness. It requires the courage to look at yourself without excuses. Many people never do this. They distract themselves with noise, with constant scrolling, with conversations that do not matter, with habits that numb instead of heal. But the truth remains. What you avoid does not disappear. It stays within you and slowly drains your energy. Start by paying attention to how you feel throughout the day. Notice the moments when your energy drops. Notice when your body feels heavy or your thoughts become negative. When these are not random experiences, they are signs pointing to something deeper. Maybe it is resentment you have been holding on to. Maybe it is fear about the future. Maybe it is frustration from expectations that were never met. Whatever it is there for a reason, and your task is to recognize it without judgment. Sit quietly for a few minutes each day and ask yourself a simple question. What is draining me right now? Do not rush the answer. Let it come naturally. It may feel uncomfortable at first because you are not used to facing your own truth. But discomfort is not something to avoid. It is something to learn from. When you sit with it, you begin to understand it. Once you recognize what is draining you, the next step is acceptance. This is where most people struggle. They recognize the problem, but they resist accepting it. They say things should be different. They wish someone else would change. They hope the situation will fix itself. But hope without action leads nowhere. Acceptance does not mean you agree with what is happening. It means you acknowledge reality as it is, so you can respond with clarity instead of emotion. If someone in your life constantly brings negativity, accept that reality. Do not pretend it is fine. If your habits are damaging your energy, accept that truth. Do not justify it. If your thoughts are filled with doubt and fear, accept that you are responsible for them. This level of honesty is not easy, but it is necessary. The moment you accept responsibility for your internal state, you take back control. You stop waiting for external change and begin creating internal change. This is where healing begins. Not in perfect conditions, but in clear awareness. Your body is designed to cleanse itself, but it needs your cooperation. When you hold on to anger, your body carries that tension. When you suppress sadness, your body absorbs that weight. When you live in constant fear, your body stays in a state of stress. Over time, this drains your energy and affects your health. But when you start releasing these emotions, your body begins to reset. One practical way to begin is by naming your emotions as they arise. When you feel anger, say to yourself, "This is anger." When you feel fear, say, "This is fear." This simple act creates distance between you and the emotion. You are no longer consumed by it. You are observing it. And in that space, you gain control. Another step is to stop feeding the emotion. Why? Emotions grow stronger when you keep thinking about the same problem repeatedly. If you replay a negative event in your mind, you are strengthening that emotional response. Instead, shift your focus to something constructive. This does not mean ignoring the problem. It means refusing to let it control your thoughts all day. Your environment also plays a role in how you feel. If you surround yourself with negativity, your mind will absorb it. Pay attention to the conversations you engage in, the content you consume, and the people you spend time with. If something consistently drains your energy, reduce your exposure to it. This is not selfish. It is necessary. There is also a physical aspect to emotional cleansing. Your body responds to movement. When you feel heavy or overwhelmed, move your body. Walk, stretch, or do any form of exercise. This helps release stored tension and improves your mental clarity. Do not wait for motivation. Act first, and the motivation will follow. Hydration is another simple but powerful tool. When your body is dehydrated, your energy drops, and your mind becomes less clear. Drink water regularly. Treat your body with basic care. These small actions support your overall well-being. Breathing is one of the most effective ways to calm your system. When you are stressed, your breathing becomes shallow. This signals your body to stay in a state of tension. Take a few moments to breathe slowly and deeply. Inhale through your nose, hold for a moment, and exhale slowly. This simple practice helps your body relax and brings your mind back to the present. Sleep is also essential. If you are constantly tired, your ability to handle emotions decreases. You become more reactive and less patient. Prioritize rest. Create a routine that allows your body to recover. This is not a luxury. It is a requirement for a balanced life. Another important step is to stop seeking constant validation from others. When your sense of worth depends on external approval, you become vulnerable to emotional highs and lows. Build a stable foundation within yourself. Know your values. Know what matters to you. When you are clear on this, you are less affected by the opinions of others. Journaling can also help you process your emotions. Write down what you feel without filtering it. This allows you to release what is inside instead of carrying it all day. Over time, you will start to see patterns. Well, you will understand what triggers certain emotions and how to respond differently. Forgiveness is another part of emotional cleansing. Holding on to resentment does not protect you. It harms you. This does not mean you excuse harmful behavior. It means you release the emotional burden so it no longer controls you. Forgiveness is a decision to move forward without carrying the past. Discipline plays a key role in this process. There will be days when you do not feel like doing the work. You will want to fall back into old habits. But change requires consistency. Do the work even when it feels uncomfortable, especially when it feels uncomfortable. You are not responsible for everything that happens to you, but you are responsible for how you respond. This is where your power lies. You can choose to stay stuck in the same patterns, or you can choose to grow. The choice is yours, and it is made daily. As you continue this process, you will notice changes. Your mind will become clearer. Your body will feel lighter. Your reactions will become more controlled. This is not an instant transformation. It is a gradual shift that comes from consistent effort. There will be moments when old emotions resurface. This is normal. It does not mean you are failing. It means there is still something to process. Approach it with the same awareness and discipline. Recognize it, accept it, and release it. You do not need perfect conditions to begin. Start where you are. Use what you have. Take one step at a time. Each small action builds momentum. Each moment of awareness strengthens your control. Your body is always working to restore balance. Support it by taking responsibility for your emotional state. Do not ignore the signals. Do not delay the work. The longer you wait, the heavier it becomes. Choose to face what drains you. Choose to release what no longer serves you. Choose to take ownership of your inner world. This is not about becoming perfect. It is about becoming aware, disciplined, and committed to your growth. In the end, the quality of your life is determined by the quality of your inner state. When you take control of your emotions, you take control of your life. This is the foundation of real strength. This is where healing begins. Chapter 2. Release negative thoughts daily through conscious breathing practice. Your mind is constantly active, shaping your experience through every thought it produces. Many of these thoughts pass quickly and leave no impact, but some stay longer, repeating themselves until they begin to affect how you feel, how you act, and how your body responds. Negative thoughts are not just mental events. They influence your energy, your focus, and your physical state. When they are left unchecked, they quietly drain you. Most people try to fight negative thoughts by forcing themselves to think positively. This approach rarely works because it ignores the root of the problem. You cannot force clarity into a restless mind. You cannot build calm on top of tension. What you need is not resistance, but awareness and control. This is where conscious breathing becomes a powerful tool. Breathing is something you do every moment, yet you rarely notice it. It happens automatically, but it can also be guided. When you learn to control your breath, you begin to influence your mind and your body at the same time. This is not a theory. It is a direct experience that you can test for yourself. When negative thoughts appear, your breathing often becomes shallow and irregular. This signals your body to stay alert, as if there is a threat. Your heart rate may increase, your muscles may tighten, and your mind becomes more active. This creates a cycle where the body and mind feed each other, keeping you in a state of tension. Conscious breathing interrupts this cycle. Start by noticing your breath when your mind feels overwhelmed. Do not try to change anything immediately. Just observe. Pay attention to how fast or slow your breathing is. Notice whether it feels deep or shallow. This simple act of observation begins to shift your awareness away from the thoughts and toward your body. Once you are aware of your breathing, begin to guide it. Inhale slowly through your nose, allowing your lungs to fill fully. Hold the breath for a moment, then exhale slowly through your mouth. Keep your focus on the sensation of the breath moving in and out. Do this for a few minutes. You will notice that your body starts to relax. Your heart rate slows down. Your mind becomes less reactive. This practice does not eliminate negative thoughts instantly, but it changes your relationship with them. Instead of being pulled into every thought, you create space. In that space, you gain the ability to choose your response. You are no longer reacting automatically. You are acting with awareness. Consistency is essential. Do not wait until you feel overwhelmed to start breathing consciously. Make it a daily practice. Set aside a few minutes in the morning and in the evening to focus on your breath. This builds a foundation of calm that supports you throughout the day. When challenges arise, you will already have the skill to manage your response. Another practical step is to use breathing as a reset during your day. If you notice your thoughts becoming negative or repetitive, pause for a moment. Step away from what you are doing if possible. Take a few slow breaths and bring your attention back to the present. This short pause can prevent a small moment of stress from turning into a longer period of tension. Your environment also affects your thoughts. If you are constantly exposed to noise, pressure, or negative input, your mind will reflect that. Create small spaces in your day where you can breathe without distraction. It could be a quiet corner, a short walk outside, or simply sitting still with your eyes closed. These moments allow your mind to settle. It is important to understand that negative thoughts are not your enemy. They are signals. They show you where your attention is going and what may need to be addressed. When you approach them with awareness instead of resistance, you learn from them without being controlled by them. There will be times when your thoughts feel strong and persistent. In these moments, your breathing becomes even more important. Stay with the breath even if your mind tries to pull you away. Each time you bring your attention back to your breath, you strengthen your focus. This is a form of mental training. Over time, it becomes easier. Your body responds quickly to this practice. You may feel a sense of lightness or clarity after just a few minutes. This is because you are giving your system a chance to reset. You are moving from a state of tension to a state of balance. This shift supports both your mental and physical well-being. Discipline plays a key role here. There will be days when you do not feel like practicing. You may think it is not necessary or that you do not have time. These are the moments when the practice matters most. Keep it simple. Even a few minutes of focused breathing can make a difference. As you continue, you will start to notice patterns in your thoughts. You will see which situations trigger negativity and how your body reacts. This awareness allows you to prepare. You can use your breath before the situation escalates. You can remain steady even when things around you are not. It is also useful to combine breathing with clear intention. As you inhale, focus on bringing in calm and clarity. As you exhale, imagine releasing tension and negative energy. This is not about forcing an outcome. It is about directing your attention in a way that supports your well-being. Another effective method is counting your breaths. Inhale and count to 4, hold for 4, and exhale for 4. This gives your mind a simple task, reducing the space for negative thoughts to grow. It also creates a steady rhythm that helps your body relax. Your posture matters as well. Sit or stand in a way that allows your lungs to expand fully. Keep your back straight and your shoulders relaxed. This supports deeper breathing and improves the effectiveness of the practice. Over time, this daily habit begins to change how you think. You become less reactive and more grounded. Negative thoughts may still appear, but they do not stay as long. You learn to let them pass without attaching to them. This process requires patience. Do not expect immediate perfection. Focus on progress. Each time you choose to breathe consciously instead of reacting automatically, you are strengthening your ability to manage your mind. You are training yourself to remain calm in situations that once caused stress. You are building resilience. This is not something that happens overnight, but it is something that grows with consistent effort. Your breath is always available to you. It does not depend on external conditions. No matter where you are or what you are facing, you can return to it. This makes it one of the most reliable tools you have. Well, use it when you wake up to start your day with clarity. Use it during moments of pressure to stay steady. Use it before sleep to release the weight of the day. Each time you do, you are reinforcing a habit that supports your growth. There is strength in simplicity. You do not need complex methods to improve your mental state. You need consistent action. Breathing is simple, but its impact is powerful when practiced regularly. Take responsibility for your thoughts by guiding your breath. Do not allow your mind to drift without awareness. Bring it back again and again with patience and discipline. With time, you will notice that your thoughts no longer control you in the same way. You will feel more in control of your responses. Your body will feel more at ease. Your energy will become more stable. And this is how you begin to release what drains you, not by force, but by awareness and consistent practice. Your breath becomes your anchor. It keeps you steady while everything else changes. Stay committed to this practice. Keep it part of your daily routine. Trust the process and allow the results to build over time. Chapter 3. Cleanse your mind by limiting toxic information intake. Your mind absorbs far more than you realize. Every piece of information you consume shapes your thoughts, influences your emotions, and quietly directs your behavior. The words you read, the videos you watch, the conversations you engage in, and even the background noise around you all leave an imprint. Over time, this accumulation becomes your internal environment. If that environment is filled with negativity, confusion, and distraction, your clarity begins to fade. Most people underestimate the impact of what they allow into their minds. They treat information as harmless, assuming that if they are not actively paying attention, it does not affect them. This is not true. Your mind processes more than you consciously notice. Even passive exposure can influence your mood and thinking patterns. This is why limiting toxic information is not a preference. It is a responsibility. Toxic information does not always appear obvious. It is not only extreme negativity or harmful content, it can also be constant noise, unnecessary opinions, endless updates, and content designed to provoke emotional reactions rather than provide value. When your mind is filled with this type of input, it becomes harder to think clearly. Your attention becomes scattered, your patience decreases, and your ability to focus weakens. Start by becoming aware of what you consume daily. Pay attention to how different types of information make you feel. Notice if certain content leaves you feeling drained, anxious, or distracted. This awareness is the first step toward change. Without it, you will continue absorbing information without intention. Once you recognize what affects you negatively, begin to reduce your exposure. This does not require drastic measures. Start with small adjustments. Limit the time you spend on platforms that do not add value to your life. Unfollow sources that consistently bring negativity or unnecessary stress. Choose quality over quantity in what you consume. Your attention is limited. Treat it with care. Every moment you spend consuming something is a moment you are not using for growth, reflection, art, or meaningful action. This does not mean you must avoid all entertainment or relaxation. It means you should be intentional. Ask yourself if what you are consuming is helping you become better or simply filling time. Create boundaries around your information intake. Set specific times for checking news or social platforms instead of allowing them to interrupt your day. When you wake up, avoid immediately reaching for your phone. Give your mind space to start the day without external influence. This simple habit can improve your focus and set a more stable tone for the hours ahead. Silence is often overlooked, but it is essential for mental clarity. When you remove constant input, your mind has a chance to process, organize, and recover. Spend time each day without any external stimulation. No screens, no conversations, no noise. One, sit quietly or take a walk. This allows your thoughts to settle and gives you a clearer perspective. Replace harmful input with useful content. Choose information that educates, inspires, or supports your goals. Read material that challenges your thinking in a constructive way. Listen to ideas that encourage growth. When you feed your mind with quality input, your thoughts begin to reflect that quality. Your social environment also plays a role in the information you absorb. Conversations filled with complaints, gossip, or negativity can affect your mindset. Be mindful of the topics you engage in the people you spend time with. This does not mean you avoid everyone who has challenges. It means you protect your mental space from constant negativity. Practice selective attention. Not everything deserves your focus. When you encounter information that does not serve you, choose not to engage with it. This is a skill that improves with practice. At first, it may feel difficult because you are used to reacting to everything. Over time, you will become more disciplined. Another important step is to question what you consume. Do not accept information without thinking. Consider its source, its purpose, and its impact on you. This helps you develop a more independent and stable mindset. You become less influenced by external noise and more guided by your own understanding. Your mind needs rest just as your body does. Constant input keeps it active without pause. This leads to fatigue and reduces your ability to think clearly. Schedule periods in your day where you disconnect completely. Use this time to reflect, plan, or simply be present. When this habit supports long-term mental strength, journaling can help you process the information you have consumed. Write down your thoughts and reactions. This allows you to separate useful insights from unnecessary noise. Over time, you will notice patterns in what affects you and how you respond. This awareness helps you make better choices. Discipline is required to maintain these changes. There will be moments when you feel drawn back to old habits. You may want to scroll without purpose or engage with content that does not benefit you. In these moments, remind yourself of your goal. You are not limiting information to restrict yourself. You are doing it to protect your clarity and improve your life. Your mental state directly influences your actions. When your mind is clear, you make better decisions. You respond to challenges with more control. You use your time more effectively. This creates a positive cycle where your choices support your growth. You may not notice immediate results, but over time, the difference becomes clear. Your thoughts become more organized. Your focus improves. Your emotional responses become more stable. This is the result of consistent effort and intentional choices. Do not aim for perfection. You will still encounter negative or unnecessary information at times. The goal is not to eliminate all exposure, but to reduce it and manage it effectively. Each small improvement contributes to a stronger mental foundation. Take ownership of what enters your mind. Do not allow external sources to control your internal state. You have the ability to choose what you focus on and what you ignore. Use this ability with care. Your mind is a valuable resource. Protect it from overload and unnecessary influence. Feed it with information that supports your growth and well-being. Give it time to rest and process. Stay consistent in your efforts. With time, you will notice that your thinking becomes more deliberate. You will feel less distracted and more in control. Your energy will be directed toward what truly matters. This is how you cleanse your mind and create space for clarity, focus, and steady progress. Chapter 4. Strengthen your body using consistent movement and hydration habits. Your body is not separate from your progress. It is the foundation that supports every thought, every decision, and every action you take. When your body is weak, your energy drops, your focus fades, and your discipline becomes harder to maintain. Even when your body is strong and well cared for, your mind follows with clarity and control. This connection is direct and cannot be ignored. Many people treat physical care as optional. They focus on motivation, goals, and ideas while neglecting the basic habits that sustain their energy. This creates imbalance. You cannot expect consistent mental strength from an exhausted and neglected body. Strength begins with simple actions repeated daily. Movement is one of the most effective ways to strengthen your body. It does not require complex plans or expensive equipment. What it requires is consistency. Your body responds to regular use. When you move often, your muscles become stronger, your circulation improves, and your energy levels rise. When you remain inactive, your body becomes stiff, your energy decreases, and your overall function declines. Start with what you can manage. If you are not used to exercise, begin with short sessions. Walk at a steady pace for 20 minutes. Stretch your body in the morning and in the evening. Perform simple movements that engage your muscles. The goal is not intensity at the beginning. The goal is consistency. Set a fixed time for movement each day. This removes the need to decide when to act. When the time arrives, you move. This builds discipline. It also trains your body to expect activity, making it easier to maintain the habit. Do not rely on motivation, rely on structure. As you continue, gradually increase the challenge. Add more time, more repetitions, or different types of movement. Include exercises that improve strength, flexibility, and endurance. Balance these elements to support your overall health. Your body adapts when it is challenged in a controlled and steady way. Pay attention to how your body feels during and after movement. Notice the increase in warmth, the change in breathing, and the sense of alertness that follows. These are signs that your body is responding. This awareness helps you stay connected to the process instead of treating it as a task to complete. Hydration is equally important. Water supports every function in your body. It helps regulate temperature, supports digestion, and maintains energy levels. When you are dehydrated, even slightly, your performance decreases. You may feel tired, unfocused, and physically weak. This is avoidable with a simple habit. Begin your day by drinking water. After hours of rest, your body needs to rehydrate. This sets a stable foundation for the day ahead. Continue to drink water at regular intervals. Do not wait until you feel thirsty. Thirst is a late signal. Maintain a steady intake throughout the day. Carry water with you when possible. This removes the barrier of access. When water is available, you are more likely to drink it. Make it part of your routine, just like any other essential task. Over time, it becomes automatic. Observe how hydration affects your body. Notice the difference in your energy, your concentration, and your physical comfort. This awareness reinforces the habit. You begin to see the direct impact of your actions. Combine movement and hydration for better results. Drink water before and after physical activity. This supports your performance and recovery. Your body loses fluids during movement, and in replacing them is necessary to maintain balance. Rest is also part of strengthening your body. Movement creates stress on your muscles, and rest allows them to recover and grow stronger. Ensure you give your body enough time to recover between sessions. This does not mean inactivity. It means balancing effort with recovery. Nutrition plays a role, but it does not need to be complicated. Focus on eating foods that support your energy and recovery. Avoid extremes. Choose balance. Pay attention to how different foods affect your body and adjust accordingly. This builds a practical understanding of your needs. Discipline is the key to maintaining these habits. There will be days when you feel tired or unmotivated. On those days, reduce the intensity but maintain the action. Even a short walk or light movement keeps the habit intact. A consistency matters more than perfection. Your environment can support or hinder your efforts. Keep your space organized in a way that encourages movement. Leave room for simple exercises. Keep your water accessible. Remove obstacles that make it harder to follow through. Track your progress in a simple way. Note the days you move and the amount of water you drink. This creates accountability. It also shows you your consistency over time. Seeing progress, even in small steps, reinforces your commitment. Avoid comparing your progress to others. Your focus should remain on your own improvement. Each body responds differently. What matters is that you are moving forward, even if the steps are small. Listen to your body without becoming controlled by temporary discomfort. And there is a difference between pain that signals injury and discomfort that comes from effort. Learn to recognize this difference. Push yourself within safe limits, but do not ignore warning signs. Over time, these habits begin to shape your identity. You no longer see movement and hydration as tasks. They become part of who you are. This shift makes it easier to maintain consistency. You act in alignment with your identity. The benefits extend beyond physical strength. As your body becomes stronger, your confidence increases. You feel more capable of handling challenges. Your posture improves, your breathing becomes more stable, and your overall presence changes. Your mind also benefits. Regular movement improves focus and reduces mental fatigue. Proper hydration supports clarity and decision-making. Once these effects combine to create a more stable and productive state, there will be periods when your routine is disrupted. Travel, work, or unexpected events may interfere. In these moments, adapt rather than stop. Find simple ways to maintain movement and hydration. Even minimal effort keeps the habit alive. Stay committed to the process. Results will come with time. Do not rush. Focus on building a routine that you can sustain. This creates long-term strength rather than temporary improvement. Your body responds to what you do consistently. Every action you take either supports or weakens it. Choose actions that build strength. Move regularly. Stay hydrated. Rest when needed. Maintain balance. You are responsible for how you treat your body. No one else can do this for you. The choices you make each day determine your physical state. Take this responsibility seriously. As you continue, you will notice a shift. Your energy becomes more stable. Your movements feel easier. Your recovery improves. These changes are the result of steady effort. Keep your approach simple and focused. Avoid unnecessary complexity. Do what works and repeat it. This is how strength is built. Your body is a system that adapts to your habits. Give it the input it needs to function well. Support it with movement and hydration. Stay consistent and the results will follow. This is not about short-term change. It is about building a foundation that supports your life. Strengthen your body and you strengthen your ability to act with discipline and clarity. Chapter 5. Observe your emotions without judgment and let them pass. Emotions move through you every day, often without warning and sometimes without clear reason. One moment you feel steady, and the next you feel tension, irritation, sadness, or unease. Many people react to these changes immediately. They try to push certain emotions away, hold on to others, or act on them without thinking. This creates instability. The real strength comes from learning to observe emotions without judgment and allowing them to pass without controlling your behavior. Most emotional suffering does not come from the emotion itself, but from how you respond to it. When you judge an emotion as bad or unacceptable, you add resistance. When you try to suppress it, you increase its intensity. When you act on it without awareness, you often create consequences that lead to more difficulty. The emotion becomes heavier because of your reaction to it. I begin by understanding that emotions are temporary states. They arise, reach a peak, and then fade. This is their natural cycle. When you interfere with this process through resistance or attachment, you prolong their presence. When you allow them to exist without interference, they pass more quickly. The first step is to pause when you notice a change in your emotional state. Instead of reacting immediately, take a moment to recognize what you are feeling. Do not analyze it or try to fix it. Simply acknowledge it. This creates a gap between the emotion and your response. In that gap, you gain control. Bring your attention to your body. Emotions are not only in your mind, they are experienced physically. You may feel tightness in your chest, a heaviness in your stomach, or tension in your muscles. Focus on these sensations without trying to change them. This grounds your awareness and prevents your mind from creating unnecessary stories. Avoid labeling the emotion in a way that creates judgment. Instead of saying this is bad or this should not be happening, treat it as a neutral experience. You are not defined by what you feel. You are the one observing it. This distinction is important. It separates your identity from your temporary state. Stay present with the emotion for a short period. Notice how it changes. Even within a few minutes, the intensity may shift. This shows you that emotions are not fixed. They are fluid. When you observe this process directly, your trust in your ability to handle emotions increases. Your thoughts may try to pull you into a narrative. They may remind you of past events or predict future outcomes. This strengthens the emotional response. Instead of following these thoughts, bring your attention back to the present moment. Focus on your breathing or your surroundings. This reduces the influence of the narrative. Practice this regularly, not only in difficult moments, but also in neutral situations. The more familiar you become with observing your internal state, the easier it becomes to remain steady when emotions are strong. This is a skill that improves with repetition. It is important to accept that some emotions will feel uncomfortable. This discomfort is part of the experience. Trying to avoid it completely leads to avoidance behaviors that limit your growth. When you allow yourself to feel without resistance, you build resilience. When you learn that you can handle discomfort without being controlled by it, your reactions become more deliberate when you develop this awareness. Instead of acting based on impulse, you choose your response based on reason. This does not remove emotion from your life. It places it in its proper role. Emotions inform you, but they do not command you. Another useful practice is to observe your emotional patterns over time. Notice which situations trigger certain responses. This awareness helps you prepare. When you recognize a pattern, you can approach similar situations with more clarity and control. Writing can support this process. After experiencing a strong emotion, take a few minutes to record what happened, what you felt, and how you responded. This helps you process the experience and identify areas for improvement. It also creates a record of your progress. Patience is necessary. You will not master this skill immediately. There will be times when you react before you are aware. When this happens, do not judge yourself. Learn from the experience and continue practicing. Progress comes from consistent effort, not from avoiding mistakes. Your environment can influence your emotional state. Certain situations or interactions may increase tension. While you cannot control everything, you can make choices that reduce unnecessary stress. This supports your ability to remain balanced. Physical care also affects your emotional stability. When you are rested and nourished, your ability to observe and manage emotions improves. When you are exhausted or unwell, your reactions become more automatic. Take care of your body to support your mind. Avoid seeking constant distraction to escape your emotions. Distraction may provide temporary relief, but it does not address the underlying state. When you return to stillness, the emotion remains. Facing it directly is more effective. Over time, you will notice that emotions lose their power to control you. They still arise, but they do not dictate your actions. You remain steady even when your internal state changes. This creates a sense of stability that is not dependent on external conditions. Your relationships also improve when you develop this skill. You respond with more clarity and less reactivity. You listen more effectively and communicate with intention. This reduces unnecessary conflict and builds stronger connections. Discipline is required to maintain this practice. It is easy to fall back into automatic reactions. One, stay committed to observing before acting. This commitment strengthens your ability to remain in control. There will be moments when emotions feel intense and persistent. In these situations, extend your observation. Give yourself more time before responding. If necessary, remove yourself from the situation temporarily. This prevents actions that you may later regret. Trust the process. Each time you observe an emotion without judgment, you weaken its hold on you. Each time you allow it to pass without resistance, you build inner strength. This is a gradual process, but it leads to lasting change. You are not trying to eliminate emotions. You are learning to experience them without losing control. This creates a balanced state where you can act with clarity and purpose. Well, your ability to observe without judgment becomes a foundation for growth. It allows you to face challenges with composure and respond to life with intention. This is a form of strength that does not depend on external factors. Stay consistent in your practice. Keep your approach simple. Notice what you feel, observe it without judgment, and allow it to pass. Repeat this process daily. Over time, this becomes natural. You no longer feel the need to react immediately. You create space, choose your response, and maintain your direction. This is how you develop control over your inner state and move forward with clarity and stability. Chapter 6. Replace harmful patterns with simple supportive daily routines. Your life is shaped less by big decisions and more by small actions repeated every day. Like what you do consistently becomes who you are. Many people focus on changing outcomes without addressing the patterns that create those outcomes. This leads to frustration because the same habits continue to produce the same results. Real change begins when you identify harmful patterns and replace them with simple routines that support your growth. A harmful pattern is not always obvious. It can appear as procrastination, overthinking, lack of structure, or constant distraction. It can also exist in how you speak to yourself, how you manage your time, or how you respond to challenges. These patterns often develop over time and become automatic. You follow them without thinking, even when they work against you. The first step is awareness. Observe your daily actions closely. Pay attention to what you do when you wake up. For how you spend your time and how you respond to pressure. Notice where your energy is wasted. Notice where you avoid necessary work. This observation must be honest. Without honesty, you cannot identify what needs to change. Once you recognize a harmful pattern, do not try to remove it without replacing it. Empty space does not stay empty. If you remove a habit without creating a new one, the old pattern often returns. Instead, focus on substitution. Replace the harmful action with a supportive one that serves the same moment but leads to a better outcome. Keep your routine simple. Complexity creates resistance. If a routine is too difficult to follow, you will not maintain it. Choose actions that are easy to start and repeat. For example, if you tend to waste time in the morning, create a short routine that includes a specific task such as organizing your space, reviewing your priorities, or starting a focused activity. Keep it clear and manageable. Consistency is more important than intensity. A small action done every day is more effective than a large action done occasionally. Build routines that you can follow even on difficult days. This ensures that progress continues regardless of your mood or circumstances. Structure your day with intention. Decide in advance how you will use your time. This reduces the chance of falling into unproductive patterns. When your day has a clear structure, your mind has less room to drift. You move from one task to another with purpose. Use triggers to support your routines. A trigger is a specific moment or action that signals the start of a routine. For example, or after you finish a meal, you might begin a short walk. After you wake up, you might start a focused task. These triggers create a connection between actions, making it easier to maintain consistency. Remove obstacles that make harmful patterns easy to follow. If distractions are within reach, you will return to them. Adjust your environment to support your routines. Keep your workspace organized. Limit access to distractions during focus periods. Make the supportive action easier than the harmful one. Track your behavior in a simple way. Write down the routines you complete each day. This creates accountability and shows your progress over time. Seeing your consistency builds confidence and reinforces your commitment. Expect resistance. Your mind is used to familiar patterns, even if they are not helpful. And when you introduce new routines, you may feel discomfort or a lack of motivation. This is normal. Continue anyway. Action builds momentum. Once you start, it becomes easier to continue. Focus on one or two changes at a time. Trying to change everything at once leads to failure. Choose the most important pattern to address and work on it until it becomes stable. Then move to the next. This approach creates lasting change. Your routines should support your energy, not drain it. Include actions that help you stay focused, organized, and prepared. This might involve planning your day, maintaining a clean environment, or setting clear priorities. These actions create a stable foundation for your work. Avoid relying on motivation. Motivation is temporary and unreliable. Discipline is consistent. We build routines that you follow regardless of how you feel. This is how you maintain progress over time. Reflect on your routines regularly. At the end of the day or week, review what worked and what did not. Adjust as needed. This keeps your approach effective and aligned with your goals. Your identity is shaped by your actions. When you follow supportive routines consistently, you begin to see yourself as disciplined and reliable. This reinforces your behavior. You act in alignment with who you believe you are. There will be setbacks. You may miss a routine or fall back into an old pattern. Do not allow this to stop your progress. Return to your routine as soon as possible. One mistake does not erase your effort. Consistency over time matters more than occasional lapses. Keep your focus on progress, not perfection. And aim to improve your consistency and effectiveness gradually. Each small improvement builds on the previous one. Your routines should align with your priorities. If something is important to you, it should be reflected in your daily actions. This alignment creates clarity and reduces internal conflict. Use time blocks to organize your day. Assign specific periods for focused work, rest, and routine tasks. This structure helps you stay on track and reduces the chance of drifting into unproductive behavior. Protect your routines from unnecessary interruptions. Set boundaries with your time. Communicate clearly when you are focused and unavailable. This supports your ability to maintain consistency. Develop routines for both the beginning and end of your day. A strong start sets the tone for your actions. A structured end helps you reflect and prepare for the next day. These moments create stability. Your environment should reflect your goals. Keep it clean, organized, and free from distractions. This supports your routines and reduces the effort required to stay focused. Stay patient. Change takes time. Your patterns were built over many days, and they will take time to replace. Continue with steady effort. Each routine you build strengthens your ability to act with intention. You reduce reliance on impulse and increase control over your actions. This leads to better results and a more stable life. Do not wait for ideal conditions. Start with what you have and improve gradually. Action creates progress. Waiting creates delay. Your daily routines are the foundation of your growth. They determine how you use your time, so on how you manage your energy, and how you respond to challenges. Choose routines that support your development. Replace what weakens you with what strengthens you. Keep your actions simple, consistent, and aligned with your goals. Over time, these routines become part of your life, shaping your direction and improving your results. Commit to this process with discipline. Continue even when it feels slow. Progress built on consistent action is reliable and lasting. This is how you transform harmful patterns into supportive habits that move you forward. Chapter 7. Build inner calm through daily silence and mindful awareness. Calm is not something you wait for. It is something you build through deliberate practice. Most people live in constant noise, surrounded by information, conversation, and stimulation from the moment they wake up until they fall asleep. This continuous input keeps the mind active and restless. When the mind is never given space to settle, it becomes difficult to think clearly, act with intention, or maintain emotional balance. Inner calm requires silence and awareness, practiced daily with discipline. Silence is often misunderstood. It is not simply the absence of sound, it is the absence of unnecessary input. It is a state where your attention is not pulled in multiple directions. In silence, your mind has the opportunity to slow down. You begin to notice your thoughts instead of being carried by them. This awareness is the foundation of control. Start by creating a small period of silence each day. Choose a time when you can be alone without interruption. Sit in a comfortable position and remove distractions. Do not reach for your phone or any form of entertainment. Allow yourself to be present without external input. At first, this may feel uncomfortable. Your mind may become more active, presenting thoughts you usually ignore. This is a natural response. Do not try to stop your thoughts. The goal is not to empty your mind, but to observe it. Let the thoughts come and go without following them. Each time your attention drifts, bring it back to your breathing or your physical surroundings. This simple act strengthens your focus and reduces mental noise over time. Mindful awareness extends beyond these moments of silence. It is the practice of being fully present in whatever you are doing. When you eat, focus on the taste and texture of your food. When you walk, notice the movement of your body and the rhythm of your steps. When you work, give your full attention to the task. This level of presence reduces distraction and improves the quality of your actions. Your mind often moves between the past and the future. It replays events or anticipates outcomes. This creates tension and reduces your ability to act effectively in the present. Mindful awareness brings your attention back to what is happening now. This reduces unnecessary stress and allows you to respond with clarity. Silence and awareness also reveal patterns in your thinking. You begin to notice recurring thoughts and reactions. This insight helps you understand how your mind operates. With this understanding, you can make more deliberate choices instead of reacting automatically. Discipline is required to maintain this practice. And there will be times when you feel restless or distracted. You may want to avoid silence because it feels uncomfortable. Continue anyway. The discomfort is part of the process. It shows that your mind is adjusting to a new way of operating. Your environment can support or hinder your efforts. Create a space where you can practice silence regularly. Keep it simple and free from distractions. This space becomes associated with calm, making it easier to enter that state. Limit unnecessary noise in your daily life. Reduce background distractions such as constant media or idle conversation. This does not mean isolating yourself completely. It means being intentional about when and how you engage with external input. Breathing can support your practice of calm. Focus on slow and steady breaths while sitting in silence. This helps your body relax and your mind settle. The rhythm of your breath becomes an anchor that keeps your attention grounded. Consistency is more important than duration. Even a few minutes of daily silence can create noticeable changes over time. As you become more comfortable, you can extend the duration gradually. The key is to maintain the habit. Observe how your state changes after practicing silence. You may notice increased clarity, reduced tension, and a greater sense of control. These changes reinforce the value of the practice and encourage you to continue. Mindful awareness also improves your interactions with others. When you are present, you listen more effectively and respond with intention. This reduces misunderstandings and strengthens communication. Your ability to handle challenges improves as well. When your mind is calm, you are less likely to react impulsively. You can assess situations more clearly and choose appropriate actions. This leads to better outcomes. Avoid expecting immediate results. Building inner calm is a gradual process. Some days will feel easier than others. Stay consistent regardless of how you feel. Progress comes from repeated effort. Reflect on your practice regularly. Notice what works and what needs adjustment. This keeps your approach effective and aligned with your needs. Your thoughts will not disappear, but their influence will change. You will become less affected by them and more focused on your actions. This shift creates stability. Silence also allows you to connect with your priorities. Without constant input, you can think about what truly matters. This clarity helps you make better decisions and use your time more effectively. Do not fill every moment with activity. Allow space in your day for stillness. This balance supports both productivity and well-being. Your inner calm is not dependent on external conditions. It is built through your daily practice. When you cultivate silence and awareness, you carry that calm into your actions and interactions. Stay committed to this process. Keep your approach simple and consistent. Sit in silence, observe your thoughts, and remain present in your actions. Over time, this becomes a natural part of your life. As your practice deepens, you will notice that your mind becomes more stable. You are less influenced by distractions and more focused on what matters. When this stability supports your growth and strengthens your ability to act with discipline, build this habit with patience. Each moment of silence adds to your progress. Each act of awareness strengthens your control. Continue with steady effort, and the results will become clear. Inner calm is not a distant goal. It is a skill developed through daily practice. Give yourself the time and space to build it. Stay consistent and allow the process to shape your mind and your actions. Chapter 8. Protect your energy by setting clear boundaries with others. Your energy is limited, and how you protect it determines how well you live. Every interaction you have either supports your strength or quietly drains it. Many people give their time, attention, and emotional effort without considering the cost. They say yes when they mean no, or tolerate behavior that disturbs their peace, and remain available even when they are exhausted. Over time, this leads to frustration, fatigue, and loss of direction. Protecting your energy requires clear boundaries, and those boundaries must be built with awareness and discipline. A boundary is not a wall to isolate yourself. It is a decision about what you allow and what you do not. It defines how others can interact with you and how you respond to them. Without boundaries, your time and focus are controlled by external demands. With boundaries, you regain control of your life. Start by recognizing where your energy is being drained. Pay attention to interactions that leave you feeling tired, irritated, or distracted. Notice patterns in your relationships. Some people may constantly demand your attention without offering value in return. Others may bring negativity into every conversation. These patterns are signals that boundaries are needed. Be honest with yourself about what you can handle. Do not base your limits on what others expect from you. Base them on what allows you to function well and maintain your focus. If you ignore your limits, you will eventually feel overwhelmed, and your performance in all areas will decline. Once you understand your limits, communicate them clearly. This does not require aggression or long explanations. Speak in a direct and calm manner. If you cannot take on a task, say so. If you need time to focus, make it known. Clarity reduces confusion and prevents misunderstandings. Learn to say no without hesitation. Many people avoid this because they fear disappointing others or being judged. This fear leads to overcommitment and stress. Saying no is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of control. It shows that you respect your time and understand your priorities. Do not justify your boundaries excessively. A simple and firm response is enough. When you over-explain, you invite negotiation. Keep your communication clear and concise. This reinforces your position and reduces the chance of others pushing against your limits. Your actions must support your words. If you set a boundary but do not follow through, it loses its value. Consistency is essential. When you say you are unavailable, remain unavailable. When you decide not to engage in certain conversations, step away. This builds respect and reinforces your boundaries. Expect some resistance. Not everyone will accept your limits immediately. People who are used to unrestricted access to your time may react negatively. Stay steady. Their reaction does not determine the validity of your boundary. Your responsibility is to maintain it, not to manage their response. Choose your interactions carefully. Spend more time with people who respect your boundaries and support your growth. Reduce exposure to those who consistently ignore your limits. This does not mean cutting off everyone who disagrees with you. It means being selective about where you invest your energy. Protect your time as well as your emotional energy. Time is a resource that cannot be recovered. If you allow it to be used without intention, you lose opportunities to focus on what matters. So plan your day with clear priorities and allocate time accordingly. Do not allow unnecessary interruptions to take control of your schedule. Create periods of uninterrupted focus. During these times, limit communication and external input. This allows you to work with clarity and efficiency. Inform others of your availability so they know when you can be reached. This reduces interruptions and supports your productivity. Avoid engaging in conversations that do not serve a purpose. Discussions filled with complaints or unnecessary conflict drain your energy. Redirect the conversation or remove yourself when needed. This protects your mental state and keeps your focus intact. Your digital environment also requires boundaries. Constant notifications and messages can disrupt your attention. And set specific times to check communication instead of responding immediately to every alert. This gives you control over your focus and reduces distraction. Respect your own boundaries. Do not override them out of guilt or habit. When you set a limit, follow it. This builds self-trust. When you respect your own limits, others are more likely to respect them as well. Understand that protecting your energy is not selfish. It allows you to perform better and contribute more effectively. When you are not drained, you can engage with others in a more meaningful way. You bring clarity and stability to your interactions. Balance firmness with respect. Boundaries should be clear but not hostile. Speak calmly and avoid unnecessary conflict. This maintains your integrity and keeps your interactions constructive. Review your boundaries regularly. And as your responsibilities and goals change, your limits may need adjustment. Stay aware of what supports your well-being and what does not. Make changes when necessary. Avoid taking on responsibilities that are not yours. Some people may attempt to shift their problems onto you. Offer support when appropriate, but do not carry burdens that are not yours to manage. This protects your energy and keeps your focus on your own responsibilities. Stay aware of your internal state during interactions. If you notice your energy dropping, take a step back. This awareness helps you act before the situation escalates. It allows you to maintain control rather than reacting after the fact. Develop the ability to disengage without conflict. You do not need to respond to every comment or participate in every discussion. Or choose where your attention goes. This selective engagement protects your mental clarity. Your boundaries shape your environment. They determine how others treat you and how you use your time. When your boundaries are clear and consistent, your environment becomes more supportive of your goals. Discipline is required to maintain this structure. There will be moments when it feels easier to give in or avoid setting limits. Resist that tendency. Each time you uphold your boundary, you strengthen your ability to manage your energy. You may feel discomfort when you begin this process. This is part of change. Over time, it becomes natural. You will notice that your interactions become more balanced and your energy more stable. Protecting your energy allows you to focus on what matters. It gives you the capacity to work with clarity, think with precision, and act with intention. Without this protection, your efforts are scattered and your progress is limited. Take responsibility for how you allow others to interact with you. Set clear limits, communicate them effectively, and follow through with consistency. This is how you maintain control over your time and energy. As you continue, you will see the impact in every area of your life. Your work improves, your relationships become more stable, and your sense of control increases. This is the result of clear boundaries supported by disciplined action. Your energy is a valuable resource. Guard it with intention. Use it where it creates value. Do not allow it to be consumed without purpose. Stay consistent in your approach and let your boundaries support your growth. Chapter 9. Heal your body by improving sleep, nutrition, and rest. Your body recovers in ways you cannot see, but the results appear in how you feel, how you think, and how you perform each day. Many people focus on effort and productivity while ignoring recovery. They push through fatigue, skip proper meals, and treat rest as something optional. This approach weakens the body over time. Healing requires balance. It requires giving your body what it needs to restore itself fully. Sleep is the most important form of recovery. During sleep, your body repairs tissues, regulates hormones, and resets your nervous system. Without enough rest, these processes are incomplete. You may still function, but not at your best. Your focus becomes unstable, your mood shifts easily, and your physical energy declines. Start by setting a consistent sleep schedule. Go to bed and wake up at the same time each day. This trains your body to follow a rhythm. When your schedule is stable, falling asleep becomes easier and waking up feels more natural. Irregular sleep patterns confuse your system and reduce the quality of your rest. Prepare your body for sleep before you lie down. Avoid intense activity and heavy mental engagement close to bedtime. Give yourself time to slow down. Reduce exposure to bright screens and artificial light. These signals keep your mind alert when it should be settling. Create an environment that supports rest. Keep your sleeping area quiet, dark, and comfortable. Remove distractions that may interrupt your sleep. A simple and calm environment allows your body to relax more easily. Pay attention to what you consume before sleep. Heavy meals, stimulants, and excessive fluids can disrupt your rest. Choose lighter options in the evening and allow time for digestion. This reduces discomfort and supports uninterrupted sleep. When you wake up, avoid staying in bed longer than necessary. Get up and begin your day. This strengthens your routine and improves your ability to fall asleep at night. Exposure to natural light early in the day also helps regulate your internal clock. Nutrition plays a direct role in how your body heals. What you eat provides the materials your body uses to repair and maintain itself. Poor nutrition limits this process. It reduces your energy and affects your overall function. Focus on balanced meals that include essential nutrients. Choose foods that support steady energy rather than short bursts followed by crashes. Eat at regular intervals to maintain stability. As skipping meals or relying on low-quality food creates imbalance. Pay attention to how your body responds to different foods. Notice which choices leave you feeling energized and which ones make you feel sluggish. Use this awareness to adjust your diet. This is a practical way to improve your daily performance. Hydration supports both nutrition and recovery. Water helps transport nutrients, regulate temperature, and remove waste. Maintain a steady intake throughout the day. This supports your body's ability to function and recover. Rest is not limited to sleep. Your body also needs breaks during the day. Continuous effort without pause leads to fatigue and reduces efficiency. Schedule short periods of rest between tasks. This allows your mind and body to reset. During these breaks, step away from your work. Unmove your body or sit quietly. Avoid filling every moment with additional input. These pauses improve your focus and help you maintain consistent energy. Listen to your body without becoming passive. There is a difference between necessary rest and avoidance. When you feel genuine fatigue, allow yourself to recover. When you feel resistance to effort, continue with discipline. Learn to recognize this difference. Avoid overloading your schedule. Too many commitments reduce your ability to recover properly. Prioritize what matters and leave space for rest. This balance supports long-term performance. Consistency is essential. Occasional rest is not enough. Your body responds to regular patterns. Maintain your sleep schedule, eat balanced meals, and take breaks consistently. This creates a stable foundation for healing. Track your habits to understand their impact. Note your sleep duration, meal timing, and energy levels. This helps you identify what works and what needs adjustment. Use this information to improve your routine. Your mental state is influenced by your physical condition. When your body is well rested and properly nourished, your mind becomes clearer and more stable. This improves your ability to make decisions and handle challenges. Avoid relying on stimulants to compensate for lack of rest. These provide temporary energy but do not replace recovery. Over time, they increase fatigue and reduce your natural energy levels. Focus on building a routine that supports genuine recovery. Create a clear boundary between work and rest. When you are working, focus fully. When you are resting, allow yourself to recover without distraction. Mixing the two reduces the effectiveness of both. Evening routines can support better sleep. Engage in calming activities before bed. This signals your body that it is time to rest. Consistent habits create a smoother transition into sleep. Morning routines also matter. Start your day with actions that support your energy. This sets a stable tone and reinforces your overall routine. Your body adapts to the patterns you follow. If you provide it with consistent sleep, proper nutrition, and regular rest, it becomes stronger and more resilient. If you neglect these areas, it becomes weaker and less efficient. Healing is not a single event. It is a continuous process supported by daily actions. Each choice you make either contributes to recovery or delays it. Take responsibility for these choices. Stay disciplined in maintaining your routine. There will be times when you feel tempted to ignore your schedule or make poor choices. Stay consistent. Your long-term well-being depends on it. Observe the changes over time. As your habits improve, your energy becomes more stable, your focus sharpens, and your physical strength increases. These results reinforce your commitment. Do not wait until you feel exhausted to take action. Build your routine now. Prevent fatigue rather than reacting to it. This approach is more effective and sustainable. Your body works continuously to maintain balance. Support it with proper care. Give it the rest, nutrition, and structure it needs. This allows it to function at its best. Take this responsibility seriously. Your performance, your clarity, and your overall quality of life depend on how well you care for your body. Maintain your routine with discipline and consistency. This is how you support healing and build lasting strength. Chapter 10. Commit to daily growth and track progress with honesty. Growth is not something that happens by chance. It is the result of deliberate action repeated every day with clear intention. Many people desire change, but few commit to the process required to achieve it. They rely on motivation, wait for the right moment, or expect quick results. This approach leads to inconsistency. Real progress requires a steady commitment and an honest evaluation of your actions. Commitment means you decide in advance that you will continue regardless of how you feel. Some days will be productive and focused, while others will feel slow and difficult. If your effort depends on your mood, your progress will be unstable. When your effort is guided by commitment, you maintain direction even when motivation fades. Start by defining what growth means for you. Be specific about the areas you want to improve. This could involve your habits, your discipline, your physical condition, or your mental clarity. Without clear direction, your efforts become scattered. With clarity, your actions become purposeful. Break your goals into daily actions. Large outcomes are built through small steps. Identify tasks that you can complete each day. Keep them simple and realistic. This reduces resistance and increases consistency. When you complete these actions regularly, progress becomes measurable. Tracking your progress is essential. It provides evidence of your effort and reveals where adjustments are needed. Without tracking, it is easy to overestimate or underestimate your performance. Write down what you do each day. Record your actions, not just your intentions. Use a method that is easy to maintain. This could be a notebook, a simple chart, or a digital tool. The format is less important than the consistency. Review your records daily or weekly. This helps you stay aware of your patterns. Honesty is the most important part of this process. Do not record what you intended to do. Record what you actually did. If you missed a task, note it clearly. If you completed your actions, acknowledge it. This level of honesty creates accountability. Avoid judging yourself harshly when you fall short. The purpose of tracking is not to criticize, but to understand. Use the information to adjust your approach. If a routine is not working, modify it. If you are consistent, continue building on it. Consistency builds confidence. Each day you follow through on your actions, you strengthen your belief in your ability to improve. This confidence supports further effort. It creates a positive cycle where progress leads to more progress. Set a specific time each day to review your actions. This could be at the end of the day. Reflect on what you completed and what you missed. Consider why certain tasks were not done. Identify any obstacles and plan how to address them. Focus on actions within your control. Do not base your progress on external outcomes alone. Outcomes can be influenced by factors beyond your control. Your actions, however, are within your control. Measure your effort and consistency. Avoid comparing your progress to others. Each person has a different starting point in different circumstances. Comparison creates distraction and reduces focus. Keep your attention on your own path. Adjust your expectations as you learn. If a task is too difficult to maintain daily, simplify it. If it becomes too easy, increase the challenge. This keeps your progress steady and prevents stagnation. Discipline is required to maintain this process. There will be days when you feel tired or distracted. Continue with your planned actions. Even minimal effort maintains the habit. Missing one day is not failure, but allowing that to become a pattern will slow your progress. Create a system that supports your commitment. Structure your day so that your key actions are completed early or at a consistent time. Reduce reliance on decision-making throughout the day. When your actions are planned, you reduce the chance of avoidance. Reward consistency with acknowledgement, not indulgence. Recognize your effort and the discipline you are building. This reinforces your behavior without creating dependence on external rewards. Stay aware of your long-term direction. Daily actions may seem small, but they accumulate. Over weeks and months, these small steps create significant change. Keep this perspective in mind when the process feels slow. Use setbacks as information. When something does not go as planned, analyze it without emotion. Identify the cause and adjust your approach. This turns mistakes into opportunities for improvement. Protect your focus. Limit distractions that interfere with your daily actions. And create an environment that supports your work. This makes it easier to maintain consistency. Develop a routine that includes both action and reflection. Action moves you forward, while reflection keeps you aligned. Together, they create a balanced approach to growth. Your identity evolves through your actions. When you commit to daily improvement, you begin to see yourself as disciplined and reliable. This reinforces your behavior and supports further progress. Be patient with the process. Meaningful change takes time. Avoid rushing or expecting immediate results. Focus on building a strong foundation through consistent effort. Stay committed even when results are not visible. Progress is often gradual and may not be immediately noticeable. Trust the process and continue with your actions. Your ability to track your progress honestly determines the quality of your improvement. When you are truthful about your actions, you gain clarity. This clarity allows you to make effective adjustments. Do not complicate the process. Keep your actions simple, your tracking consistent, and your evaluation honest. This approach is sustainable and effective. Your growth depends on what you do daily, not occasionally. Each day is an opportunity to move forward. Use it with intention. Commit to your actions, track them with honesty, and adjust as needed. This creates a reliable path toward improvement. Over time, these practices become part of your routine, shaping your behavior and your results. Stay disciplined, remain honest, and continue moving forward. This is how you build lasting progress and maintain control over your development.